2013 born the network, the Maiz Antiqui is the first network of the world. I think it's the grandfather of the Pueblo del Maiz, probably. And in 2015 Expo is the most events, and go to 2024 to enter in the Pueblo del Maiz. Last year was here to presentation Gandino. Sorry for my English, but I try to speak, but this is the best stuff.
You're speaking the official language of our network. That is bad English. That's good.
No, it's bad, it's bad.
Everybody feels at home. We all do the same with some exceptions.
Yes.
Even the Americans try to speak bad English with us in order to help us to feel more at home.
My English improve after lunch, after dinner. This is the problem for my. And this is the most element, key elements to the project of Maestro Gandino, and I stop now and lascio il tempo perché ovviamente stiamo, quindi ecco, this is our books, our publication, and for the children, Chico Spinato, for the technical or the Cibo Entità Locale is the story of the project. And this is the events, giorni del Melgotto, quindi fiere, mostre, convegni. And this is the product of change of Maiz Spinato. Cookies, beers, ice cream, cakes, and more. And this is the network, quindi the first network, the Maiz Antiqui, to the new network of Slow Maiz in 2023 and the Pueblo del Maiz in 2024. We do not only the course, but we have more projects with the wool, with the cheese, with the seal, with the beans. For us is un approach to change the world through the nature, through and this is the activity. And I finish at the last time in 22 October when we meet and we start this beautiful story with the Pueblo del Maiz. And now is the last time in Merida. Okay, thanks. This is the contact, and I send the presentation. I read when you have the time. Okay.
So we can ask now to our friends from Creative Cities to give us a short introduction to your experience in Pueblo del Maiz. I know that someone of you has a presentation or something like that. Colleen, you have a presentation. So as we know, creative citizen of gastronomy, everyone is very shy. So you needed to break the ice for the other people. And I want to tell you something. Most of them ask me if they are going to eat more polenta today because they want. So please keep this message because they are really interested in.
We show first the video, and because the presentation is not on the computer.
As you prefer. Anyway, we have. So. Changing the program. He's launching another video, and then you can speak. They're working. Flexibility is important for the creative network as well.
Is this one? Yes. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Lucia. It has been an absolute pleasure to be part of the Pueblos del Maiz event. I am truly enjoying every moment in the beautiful host city of Bergamo, and I feel honored to be here celebrating our shared passion for gastronomy and culture. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a remarkable agricultural system called the Milpa Maya. This traditional farming method has been practiced by the Mayan people for thousands of years. The Milpa Maya is more than just a way to grow food. It's a complex and sustainable system for intercropping maize, beans, and squash that enriches the soil and helps these plants support each other's growth. Next. Yes. Beyond agriculture, the Milpa Maya holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. In ancient Maya codices, like the Madrid Codex and the Dresden Codex from the 11th and 12th century, we see depositions of maize interviewed with the Mayan worldwide and creation stories. For instance, the symbol of Can represents the corn seed and the lord of the corn. That's on the... I don't know. No, it should be, you can close it. Okay, I think the presentation didn't completely copy, but I can do it, and then we go to the video. We have a video. So, on page 20b from the Madrid Codex, the god Chak is shown harvesting maize, symbolizing the duality of life and death, with the tradition from green, tender corn to ripe, dry corn representing the cycle of life. Right now, we have a global recognition. In recognition of its importance, the Yucatan Milpa Maya, or ICCOL, was designated by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations as a globally important agricultural heritage system. This recognition highlights the effort of local governments, experts, academics, and most importantly, the Milpa farmers. Over the course of 7 years, they work tirelessly to preserve and document the significance of this agricultural practice. However, recognition is just the beginning. It is necessary to actively revive and integrate the milpa as a foundational element for our diet and our food systems. This involves collaborating with the Ministry of Public Education to create programs that engage new generations with the nutritional and cultural value of the milpa. Additionally, we should continue to support initiatives that promote the Milpa Maya through local government programs and community-based projects. One such initiative is Traspatio Maya. It's a brand that represents a network of rural producers from the Yucatan Peninsula, dedicated to the sustainable production to salt, honey, corn, and vegetables. Established by Fundación Haciendas del Mundo Maya, Traspatio Maya serves as a platform to provide fair trade opportunities and economic empowerment for local families. Through several food producement projects, they have successfully promoted self-management and sustainable livelihoods. With every purchase you make from Traspatio Maya, you become a vital link in this network, supporting the work of hundreds of families who cultivate the milpa in Yucatan, Campeche, and Quintana Roo. Your support is crucial of maintaining these traditions, empowering communities, and preserving the agricultural heritage of the Mayan people. And we can share the video that we have. Yes.
Non è il mio.
Maybe if you share it here.
Il problema è che non va sullo schermo. Allora, è in duplica. ti manca, però c'è il video giusto, il sonoro.
Is the audio connected?
El hacer tortillas a mano es como darle una caricia a los niños, una caricia a la familia y un respeto a los esposos que trabajan en la milpa. Y también es una tradición que nosotros vamos heredando de generación en generación y es un orgullo para nosotras.
Me enseñaron a tortear mi mamá y mi abuelita. Lo empezaba a tortearlo nada más con una mano. Y mi mamá me decía con 2 manos lo debería de hacer. Y así empecé a aprenderlo. Y luego para pegarlo en el comal, pues no lo sabía. Y ella me dice, así lo tienes que voltear y así lo tienes que quitar. No tengas miedo, sí te quema el comal, pero apenas que lo agarras, lo volteas. Y de ahí aprendí a tortear.
After having traveled for the past 3 months to many places in Mexico, having had tortilla everywhere, from Oaxaca, Ensenada, Chiapas, Veracruz, Tabasco, we went to so many places. And then on our final trip, we went to Yashuna. And, you know, there they were doing the tortillas. And it was just the best tortilla I've ever tried in my life. And it was not just me that said that. The whole team agreed on that. All of us, we were like, wow. So then you ask, what corn are you using? And they just say, well, it's the corn that was passed. It's the corn that we've always been using.
Un traspatio maya es donde se siembra mayormente, dependiendo del terreno que tengamos, se le siembra como el cilantro, el rábano, lechuga, y también se siembra algo de cítrico dependiendo de las personas cuántos terrenos que podemos tener.
Aquí pues sembramos rábano, cilantro, lechuga, remolacha, acelga, pues eso estamos sembrando, sandía. Pues yo desde chico, desde como 7 años, empecé a pasar con él, sembramos en el campo, me enseñó a sembrar el elote, me enseñó a tumbar, me enseñó a trapear caña. Pues yo me dediqué desde chico, ahí estoy hasta ahorita, siempre no lo he abandonado, estoy junto con él hasta ahorita.
Acá no uso fumicidas, no uso tantos de fertilizante, nada de químico.
Most ingredients go to market. Like you have to go to the market every day and see what's available. So when you come doing a pop-up and you want to plan a bit forward and have some sort of organization on the menu, we quickly found Tres Patio Maya to be an organization that can handle all this for you, you know? Very professional, they know the communities trust them, they know that it's a serious organization, and it's been perfect for us to do this.
I was roped into, and I'm very grateful to be here. I already shared my journey and my fight to be here in this festival, and I believe I'm fated to be here in the past. Destiny, okay, manifesting. Iloilo is at the heart of the Philippines. We belong to Panay Island, that's composed of 4 provinces. We are a regional center, so essentially the highly urbanized city in the island, and we depend on produce coming from the neighboring provinces and coastal areas. We have been designated as member of UCCN under the pillar of gastronomy last year only. So we are celebrating our first anniversary end of the month with this designation, and I believe for me it has changed my life since last year, getting that since the application up to now. Meeting Colleen and Claudio and Jonathan this past months and hearing about the Pueblos del Maiz, we became interested because Panay is essentially a multi-crop area. So we have a good volume of high-value vegetables. We have livestock, poultry, and those coming from coastal areas, so seafood essentially. We have been blessed with good land surrounding us. That's why it has impacted the freshness of the food that we eat in the city. This past 2 days, I relate so much to Bergamo's initiative to preserve heritage and how it changes culture and how it influences the people's way of life. It is similar to us because we are also a heritage city. So going into the application last year, we thought that we do not have anything special to offer because you live, you're used to that. You take things for granted. But realizing, joining the activities this past year, and as a new member, I would encourage those who are coming in to really be active in the activities because it's the only way you realize how you can also add value to the initiatives that you do in your city. So we are not really, we have production of corn. I think it's white corn that we usually have in Iloilo. I grew up with my dad making yellow corn cake from yellow corn flour. And in Filipino, I don't know if you've been to a Filipino gathering, Filipino fiesta, we have maha blanca. It's a dessert similar to what you made maybe, but it's made of cornstarch cooked in coconut cream, and we have fresh corn being included in that. No? So those are staple desserts from Filipino gatherings. So, but you walk around the city, it's usually just roasted or it's the boiled version of the corn that you see. So until now, we still have MSMEs, small and medium enterprises, micro entrepreneurs who are selling those as a street food in the city. So from the field right now, I believe that you have a whole ecosystem that you are trying to protect, and I appreciate the efforts and the passion that you pour into rallying the community behind this kind of initiative. And going back, I believe that we will have to do some assessment and trying to do check into the communities that we still have around corn. Corn is essentially the use right now for our fields it goes into the industrial production of feeds. So we have 4 companies in the province that have their manufacturing plants. But so it's not essentially food. We are a rice producing province, no, as all Asians, I think, do. But I sincerely appreciate the effort that the community is doing to preserve the heritage behind this wonderful product. So thank you.
So, last but not least, our World Coordinator, Focal Point of San Antonio, Colleen Swain, and also you're hosting next event of the Pueblo del Maiz Festival. So, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm so glad to be in Bergamo and Gandino for the second time. And each time I've learned something new and have been very impressed with all the work that Gandino has done to revive the maize culture here. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we did last year with Pueblo del Maiz, and then tease you with what we're going to do next weekend. The beauty of this event, rotating in different cities, is that it changes every year. And just like corn traveled from the Americas to Europe, and then to Africa and around the world, lots of ingredients have done that. And we've been sharing best practices probably since prehistoric times. And so this is one example of how people get together over maybe a common ingredient and share best practices and new flavors. And it creates new cuisines for all of us that might not have been possible without that interaction, and of course, new memories. So quickly, because I think I might stand between us and lunch, this So last year we had chefs from Tucson, Obi, came to San Antonio, and the chefs got together and made a dish. And we had the chef from Merida, and we did a public event. We always like to share with our community the event and let them try all the flavors. So we did that with music and vendors at a brewery that has been revitalized into a center for actually food in a lot of ways. Sophia, our chef, she has worked at the Pearl, which you'll get to visit. And then we have Chef Johnny Hernandez in this photo, where we did a collaborative event. We had beer made with corn. And we brought in a photographer from Puebla that took some beautiful pictures and auctioned them off for our university library. We have the largest collection of Mexican cookbooks in North America in San Antonio, which is a wonderful resource for our chefs to pull recipes and actually read recipes from the 1700s. Next one. So we also participate with our private sector. We have restaurants that submit a recipe to us. We go out and photograph it, and then we showcase that for the whole month of Pueblo del Maiz, and hopefully get people to go to those restaurants and try something made from corn. That one with the flour is actually a Filipino restaurant. They did a corn, yes. So a corn dessert, and so it's always interesting to see how our private sector reimagines the. And then in the upper left, that's our famous puffy taco that was invented in San Antonio that you'll get to try. Next one. This is the beer. We had masa that was actually put into the mix and made a special beer for Pueblo del Maiz last year. Now, it's very good. And I think here may be the video. Is there a video? So this year we'll have a welcome reception with our featured, our chef, UNESCO chef ambassadors. Every 2 years we pick 6 chefs, and they'll be participating in a welcome event. Our mayor and city manager will be attending, and then one of our chefs is a culinary teacher at a high school. We've also brought chefs to the high school to do cooking events, and we'll have the mariachi band playing from that school. But in San Antonio, you can tell that we are a fiesta city. We love our food, music, and heritage. So we welcome you this coming weekend. We'll have a community mural too, an artist where the community can participate in coloring the mural. Yeah, so. And we've gotten every year more and more restaurants. I think last year we only had 16. This year we have 20 and 37 dishes that are highlighted throughout the entire city of San Antonio. So this way, it's not just a closed event, it's a public event. And we always try to do something educational as well. So I think that should be the last one. Thank you.
So, thank you so much. Serse, you're not going to San Antonio, I'm going this week, okay? Okay. He says that he doesn't understand English. When he said San Antonio is a fiesta city, he started laughing, so he can understand English very well. So, thank you so much for you, dear friends, UNESCO. Our program, UNESCO program, is about friendship, is about peace, is about exchanging experience through the world. But remember, UNESCO is the United Nations Organization for Education, Culture, and Science. And we are quite interested at Bergamo to go a little bit deeper next year in the scientific aspect of corn, about nutrition, and also about the way that corn can help people that have some health problems, like problems with gluten, to eat properly and in a tasteful way. That's why today we are sharing the table with some scientists. So I ask Elisabetta, Dottoressa Elisabetta Lupotto, to introduce us to the Festival Cerealia and whatever you like. She will be our complice. I don't know in English, complice. Complice. You're going to be our complice next year about the scientific aspect, and you as well. No, supporter. Supporter is something different. Complice means supporting with complicity. Yes. Okay. So the floor is yours.
So thank you very much. I am also very happy to be here for the second year and to meet you again. That is a wonderful place, and Filippo is a wonderful owner of this fantastic place. So I also myself decided to come to live in Gandino. I am just living in Bergamo, but I am just thinking seriously to transfer here. So let's say a few words about myself, because today I have several roles and several welcomes that I have a duty to say to you. First of all, I belong to the same institution of Carlotta and Alessio, the colleagues here from CREA of Bergamo. CREA is the Agricultural Council for Research and Economics, and I had a long career here before going to Rome. So I again, still feel belonging to the section of Bergamo. It's an institution here in Bergamo which is a very good history, a very long history, because it was founded in 1921 as the Maiz Research Station. And during the development of its life, it had the possibility to have very good and important directors who made the history of the maize breeding in Italy and in Europe. And this is something that we have to take care of. But together with the innovation and research for the maize breeding, let's say for the the great maize breeding, we are also very important because we have this bank of germplasm, which is a treasure of genetic resources for the future. And this we never have to forget. And that's the reason why I told this before my colleagues. I hope they forgive me, because then it's the introduction of the video that we are going to see here. But let me say also a little thing that I am now not only belonging to CREA, but I am here with the jacket of our Minister of Agriculture as a sort of brand ambassador of the Mediterranean diet, as I belong to a working group which has the duty to evaluate the new candidatures for the inscription of things in the list of the intangible cultural heritage of UNESCO. So I am still very much involved. And just for this, I entered into the Cerealia Festival that I am going to tell you a few things after the video. But please now we make our focus on the video of Bernardo. It's a real pleasure for me to sit here close to Bernardo Savoldelli, who is the owner, he had the idea, he was the maker of the video that for the first time is seen in public here today. So we are very proud of this. Thank you very much for this. And Bernardo started to make this video in 1977. And the main important thing of this is the history of his family, because his parents are the main actors in this video. It is a fantastic way to understand where we come from. So he told me just a few words before, and he said, I want with this video to express my thoughts about what we need to know and why I made this video. He thinks that the personal growth, and I also join him, the personal growth of each of us depends on the knowledge and the awareness of our roots. So looking at the future, we're remembering where we come from, and we have the duty to transmit these things to our sons, our future generations here in the territory, because no one of us is something here if we had no roots in the background. So this is the main message that Bernardo wants to make and Gandino wants to give to you with this video. So he says, I'm not going to speak in English, but if he will tell me something in Italian, we will try to make you aware of this in English, but I think that the video will self-explain itself. So let's go on with the video. Bravo, grazie Bernardo. Grazie. We thank Bernardo and we start with the video. Okay, now it's my turn, and I will try to shrink everything I have to say. Why Cerealia? Cerealia is, Antonio, I will ask Antonio, okay. Cerealia is a festival which is now at the 14th edition, and it's a festival which increased a lot during these years. The director and the idea came from Paola Sarcina, and she is also the owner and the founder of the Music and Theatre International, which is the agency which is which is the real background of the Cerealia. Cerealia is just a festival within Music and Theatre International, which is mostly devoted to cultural events. But Cerealia is a specific target for agriculture and tradition, and a specific job to bring agricultural research, tradition, history, ethnic, ethnography, social sciences to people. So it's a real action of public engagement. The festival in the years had several times the medal of the President of our Republic. It was awarded every 2 years with the label of Europe, the EFE label, which is the specific label for festivals of public engagement. So festivals for Europe's and Europe's for festivals. And we have the patronage this year of 3 ministries, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, our Ministry of Agriculture and for Food Sovereignty, and the Ministry of Tourism. So it's very well participated. In the next year, we'll see the title, let's say, in the theme, the thematic background in which the festival this year is working, and is typical, no, before, that quella prima, vai, oh, no, vai, continua, questa dopo, oh, okay, no, c'era la tema, ok, va bene. So, main target of Cerealia is involved in public engagement for what we said before, the countries which face on the Mediterranean basin. And the specific idea to join in this action the countries of the Mediterranean basin is because we have all more or less the same cultural origin. So it's an interdialogue. So interconnecting networks. At this time is national networks with international networks in the Mediterranean. And this will empower a lot and is empowering a lot. And this is one of the actions we are doing. So Cerealia came to Gandino, who has already a network on maize and on maize culture, and now comes to the Pueblos del Maiz, which is an international and enlarged network. So I am really very proud to belong to this community who is sharing knowledge on cereals, and in this case, specific case on maize. So this is an intercultural exchange on all these aspects: agriculture, environment, food and nutrition, human food and nutrition, economy, little economies of marginal areas which are the main important actors in places like in Italy, little countries, and including the main aspects of the social dimension of each territories, of each communities. It is even more important here in this network on maize because we switch from the idea of maize as a commodity to the maize for human food, human beings, and well-being. So this is a real focal point of what Cerealia wants to obtain from this joining venture with the Pueblos del Maiz and with the Festival of Maize. Going on very quickly. Okay, this is the thematic issue of this year, and it is particularly important this year for us, innovative communities. Who are we? We are the ones who don't look at maize like a commodity, but with a special thing. Actions for a sustainable development. We go into the main path of the Agenda 2030 of FAO. Going on. Okay, we also can go on. The key words is a cultural heritage of agricultural practices. And this is a key word of the next slide, because the FAO has a specific action to valorize territories, areas of each country who have a specific producing system, agricultural productive systems, which join the local production of a specific cereal or what else with the landscape, with the traditions and cultural conditions, not only tangible but also intangible. So this is what we call the landscape of the globally important agricultural heritage systems. So our ideas is then to have actions, and this I'm just launching some proposals to the UNESCO community to valorize all what we are doing here and what we see as a case study, Gandino, and to bring our experience into larger networks up to these ones which are really important. This is an international, let's say, list or inventory, which is at the FAO level, but also the the Ministry of Agriculture, our Ministry of Agriculture, has a special inventory, the INPAI, where each community with a specific territory, with specific productions, can make a dossier and inscribe its territory into the INPAI. And this is, for example, the first step of some UNESCO candidatures, because if you don't go through there, through the INPAI, you have no possibility then to make a larger dossier, for example, approaching a UNESCO candidature. So I am into the working group which evaluates and helps. We try to be the support to the local authorities to make this dossier. Okay, this is the first launch. Another launch, go on, okay, Gandino. So agrobiodiversity in Gandino is our agricultural heritage. And it's even more important because here we are in Lombardy. And Lombardy is a hotspot for important local varieties of maize which have the value for food, for human food. And the maize spinato of Gandino is one of these. And here we go then to the importance of what Carlotta and Alessio will tell you, the importance of the Germ Plus Bank, which is here in Bergamo for the traditional varieties of maize. Okay, in the next one you see something that we do at the end of Cerealia with the University of Milano, with the unit Unimonte, which is the specific branch of the University of Milano, which acting in Val Camonica, so for people of the mountains. And so we will have the end of an autumn course with the several laboratories. On 23 of October, we will have the final presentation. And here the actors are the students who followed the autumn school and give back to the people what they have learned. So every year we try to do something like that. And the second launch, and this is the last slide. Last, go. Okay. So every year there is the Week of Italian Cuisine in the World. And we are just the good actor for the Italian cuisine in the world. So this year will be from 16 to 22 November. And the theme again of this edition is perfect to us, Mediterranean diet and the cuisine of the roots, health and tradition. So I was absolutely happy to have the possibility to say this. Cerealia is a partner with Maeci in the Week of the Italian Cuisine in the World, and my proposal is to work for the future years in a way to be not only to have this meeting here, but to propose an action, videos on something online, so on, as an action of Pueblos del Maiz in November within the week of the Italian cuisine in the world, that say the Pueblos of the Maiz cuisine in the world. Thank you.
Let's close this morning together before lunch with Carlotta Balconi and Alessio Torri.
Thank you very much for this invitation. I'm very happy to be here again to meet you and to introduce my colleague Alessio, Dr. Torri. And we are sharing, next slide, thank you. We are gene bank curators. A gene bank, Germ Plus Bank, as you can see here, is a place where you store materials, maize in this case, both inbred lines and land races that are the, as Spinato di Gandino, is a local traditional land race. And we have a large number and more than 600 Italian. And my Spinato of Gandino is one of these. The important point is that materials are stored, but also regenerated. So the multiplication under controlled condition is very important, and we are keeping these materials both in the field under specific multiplication protocol and also checking the germinability of the materials. In the next one, so this is the number of the Italian land races collected in the 50s before the hybrids were coming and replacing land races. So the director, Professor Fenaroli, at that time of our maize section, asked to the farmers, local farmers, to send to Bergamo the materials that they were growing, as probably Bernardo's father. And so, as you can see, in Lombardy, there are around 60. And, but very interesting also in all the other areas of Italy, maize was grown at that time, even in the south, where drought and high temperatures were already a problem at that time. Okay. So, next slide, just to no? Okay, next slide, just to tell you how the Germ Plus Bank is rich, full of biodiversity. And the keywords, when you have something very precious, are sharing the materials to address issues. For example, here we have maize, drought, stress, but first of all, we have to remind that maize is a gluten-free, so it's a richness for gastronomy, for all the other issues connected with the allergies and gluten-free problems. But together with this richness connected with nutritional quality, maize, different maize, could be very, very important to address in the view of the Green Deal. So if you have a focus on materials which are already rich and could address also this climate change, you have a double richness. You preserve the quality, the nutritional quality, gluten-free, and you can hope to grow maize without additional chemicals and everything. So the next one is just to show, you can go, thank you, Antonio, how we have been sharing the materials also with abroad in a program with Bolivia in the frame of Europe. Next one, thank you, Antonio. Also in a program with the Mediterranean area and another program. So we are keeping sharing, and in the next one, with the friends, I have to say, of Gandino, the story had been started, as already Antonio said, in the frame of Maiz Expo Bergamo, and also in the Expo, we had the great opportunity in the cluster of cereals to tell our story. And here, next one, there is a focus on a program that started in Expo with
So thank you so much to everyone. Keep in contact with us. We are really interested in sharing what you are doing with the other creative cities. So we need presentation in English to share with the other creative cities of gastronomy. I've seen Turkey, I've seen Portugal, I've seen Switzerland, I've seen France. So many countries where we have cities of the network, and we work together on different projects. So our sub-network projects are quite interesting and going on. It's been very, very interesting. We have a lot to share for the next edition, and so be ready for the next edition next year. I think that now it's time to go to have something to eat. But Jonathan wants to ask something. Polenta, okay, we know.
I don't want to stand between everybody and the polenta, but I wanted to say how much I appreciated your presentation, Carlota. And one of the criteria we have for cities of gastronomy to join the Pueblo del Maiz network is that they promote maize biodiversity. And in Tucson, we always have educational events as part of our festival. And in Tucson, we have a seed bank that conserves more than 2,000 varieties of desert-adapted seeds from the southwestern United States and Mexico. And it includes, I think, 20 varieties of maize. And in Tucson, the indigenous tribal people, a long time ago, did breeding of maize to develop a landrace that from the time they plant it to the time of harvest is only 60 days, 6-0. And this is the adaptation to our desert climate to take advantage of the very small amount of rain. And this variety of maize, I think, will be important in the future to help to not only feed us in Tucson, but also potentially other parts of the world. And we have an initiative in Tucson we called Climate Change Gastronomy. And it is about how can we preserve our heritage cuisines by adapting our cuisine by substituting ingredients from other parts of the world. And we believe that our desert-adapted crops and wild foods can not only help feed Tucson in the future, but potentially other parts of the world as the climate changes.
Okay, thank you very much for letting us know about these materials, because the idea about sharing materials and having multi-location field trials is exactly that, knowing how is the biodiversity connected with the adaptability to the locations, to addressing the issues. So addressing issues, that means less stress for the plant. Plants are stronger and they can fight pathogens and insects. And this is a short cycle. We have in the Italian Germplasm Bank some quarantini, that means 40 days, and cinquantini, 50 days, and general name is Agostano, that means August, that means maize that you can harvest already in August. And that's really a way to fight problems with drought. So if the cycle is closed, you can harvest earlier, you can avoid contamination. Specifically, in time to time, we have also the other problems. Maybe this summer, spring was very, very rainy, and also now it's rainy. But when you share the materials and include it from Portugal, France, Spain, and all the other areas, you have the double check materials that could be, and one important thing is not only 1 year, at least a couple of years, the papers have been published after 3 years of multi-location field trials. So we are very, very open, maybe to try to include materials, if you can share, and we are using the material transfer agreements in any case, so we will recognize anytime the materials. If you want to add something.
You tell everything. Yeah, as Carlotta said, we use that standard material transfer agreement to share materials between gene banks or any other from any country or from any association, also university, or who has a material to share. We can do it with this document. But we are just the problem that we can share for our gene bank. We can share at maximum 100 seeds of just to know.
So in Merida, they also have a seed bank that conserves many varieties of maize. Do you want to say?
Yeah, in Merida they have an investigation center, the Yucatecan University. They have a investigation place where they have like more than 600 varieties of seeds, maize seeds. And also they have another investigation regarding plants and all the food that they need to preserve to continue improving the way that they are being produced. And they are also willing to have that exchange, and we're also willing to make exchange with students also.
I don't want to stop you, because maybe you don't know that we all are going together to have lunch together, so we can speak just in front, a good, be careful to Jonathan, a good glass of wine, and I'm very, very happy and proud. Thank you so much to the municipality of Gandino, because we are already working on exchanging experiences. So yesterday someone was talking about students exchange, educational exchange, and now scientific exchange. That means that Pueblo del Maiz is going to grow and grow and grow, also thanks to new cities. Mm-hmm.
Grazie a tutti. E ora alla sagra del mais, dove potete mangiare il cibo della comunità del mais spinato di Gandino. Quindi siete tutti invitati. Con Antonio, lascia pure che faccio io tutto, Antonio, Bernardo e Andrea vi accompagnano al pranzo, va bene? La foto, sì, ok. La fai anche giù là, dove
la volete?
Ci mettiamo qua tutti all'interno.
Però c'è bisogno che si spenga
sì, spegniamo
questo, altrimenti... Group photo. Se siamo in mezzo...
andare a prenderne altri 5 o 6, tu prendi su tutti quelli lì. Così. Così spengo tutto. No, no. Sì, prendo tutto. Adesso spengo tutto e poi... No, scendi pure, vai pure. No, vai giù, vai giù, vai giù. Vai giù. Faccio io. Tu tranquilla. Vai pure. Stati, prego.
Non è sempre, tu mi scambi
Vado a prendere